किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. Maybe you have this question in your mind that why sir is singing today. But today we have a reason, because today we are going to discuss a beautiful poem, an inspirational poem, Have You Earned Your Tomorrow? This poem was written by British-born poet, American poet Edgar Guest, and of course this poet is called as people's poet because his poetry is always touched to the heart. And of course, he was very famous in the early 20th century literature. So, today, without wasting the time, we are going to see the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow? It's very necessary to solve the warming up activities before going to start. So, let's see which are the warming up activities we need to solve. So, here we have some of the questions. In the first question, we have the wave diagram. In the wave diagram, the middle point is different ways to help others. Already I have solved all the warming up activities. So let's see. Whatever the letters, you will get it in blue color. So these are the answers of the questions. So let's see different ways to help others. आप दूसरों की मदद किस तरह से कर सकते हो, या कौन कौन से ऐसे रास्ते हैं कि जिनकी मदद से आप दूसरों की हेल्प कर सकते हो. So here we have some of the ways to help the others. So you can helping with their studies. It means if you have the knowledge, so you can share your knowledge with the needy people. So that is also one of the way to help the others. So the second thing, that is helping with chores. Chores means whatever the things people need in their day-to-day life, you can give them if you have that much ability to give the others. So you can help such kind of the people, those who are needy. In the third way, you can donate the money, clothes, books, etc. If you have sufficient money, if you have sufficient clothes, and if you found somebody who is needy, so that time you can donate money as well as clothes and books. So that is also one of the way to help the others. The fourth thing here, or fourth way to help the others, is helping senior people or senior citizens physically, volunteering at the time of disasters, and maybe suppose any one of the person who is handicapped, that time also you can help him or her. So that is also the way to help the others. आप अगर किसी की हेल्प करना चाहते हो, so definitely you will get thousands of ways, लेकिन वो चाह आपके माइंड में होनी चाहिए. So here this is all about the first question. The second one, that is discuss with your partner about the different idioms and proverbs that is related with the word tomorrow. One is already given, that is never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. यानी ऐसे कोई भी चीज कल के लिए मत रखो जिसे आप आज कर सकते हो. So likewise remember, these are the quotations, or you can say idioms or proverbs. These proverbs are generally be used whenever we would like to share maximum information in minimum time. So of course here I have written 3 more idioms or proverbs. Let's see. You can't have a better tomorrow if you are always thinking of yesterday. अगर आप हमेशा अपने पास्ट के बारे में सोचते हो, so definitely you will not have the good kind of the future. So don't think about the past. If you would like to succeed in your life, always lives in present and always plans for the future. So that is the key to success. So the third quotation here, or third idiom I have used, that is light tomorrow with today. If the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So if you would like to succeed in your life, so basically remember you need to have prepare yourself today. अगर आप जीतना चाहते हो तो उसकी शुरुआत आज से ही होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आपने प्रिपरेशन आज नहीं किया, so definitely you will not having any kind of the chance to become succeed in your life. So that is all about the third. The fourth quotation here which we are going to discuss, that is, we know nothing of tomorrow. Our business is to be good and happy today. So if you're always curious about the future, so that time remember, always you need to prepare yourself in the present, because we don't know much about the tomorrow. Tomorrow is all the time unknown to us. So that is the hidden treasure, and of course we don't know what we have in the future. So always remember, our business is to be good and happy today. So if you would like to have the better future, so that time remember, first of all you need to think about the today, and you have to give the happiness to the others today itself. So this is all about the first two questions. Another two questions we have here, that is, when you make your future plans, you think of, जब भी आप फ्यूचर के बारे में सोचते हो तो आप कौन कौन से चीजों के बारे में सोचते हो? So of course first of all we all as a student we're thinking about the career, कि लाइफ में आगे चल के मेरा करियर कैसे होगा. So we're always serious about your career. A second important thing, we're always thinking about the investments. It means investment, it is whatever the education you are taking now, so that is the investment for the future. So of course we are always thinking about the investments in terms of money, in terms of property, always we are thinking about the investments. The third thing here, we're always thinking about the family or our family members, because whatever the things we are doing now, all things are connected with the family members, because we would like to make them happy, and so that is our prime purpose. And of course we're always thinking about our family members. The last thing here I have mentioned, that is, we're always thinking about the higher education, housing, medical insurance, life insurance. So many things are there, and we are planning to have the medical insurance, to have the life insurance. So many things were there. So whenever we are doing or whenever we are making the future plans, we are thinking about this particular list. So plan your tomorrow by completing the table given below. So this is the last question in the icebreakers. So here one is done for you. So of course here we have the three columns: examination, college function, and function at your home. So in examination I have written study timetable, and of course that is our plan. Detailed study or difficult concepts we need to first of all understood, and list of important topics we have to make. And the last thing, revision is already given. For college preparation or college function, you have to preparing the list of duties, and after that you have to prepare the budget, and you have to distribute the work among the committees or committee members. The next thing, allotment of the duties. So you have to allot the duties to the respective committee members, because whatever the success you will get for the function, this is all depends that how collaboratively you are working together. So the last thing, function at your home. जब भी कभी आपके घर में कोई function होता है तो उस वक्त आप क्या करते हो? So of course the cleaning the house, that is the plan, and arranging for refreshment or food decoration. So decoration is there, food items you need to arrange, and you need to receiving and entertaining. So always whenever there is a function, that time you need to think about the entertainment. You need to think about how you will receive the guest. So all these things are related with the plan. Plan your tomorrow. So basically we all do our plans according to our time. So here we're going to discuss that what kind of the message Edgar guest would like to give to us. So without wasting the time, let's see the actual poem. In this particular session, we're going to discuss only two stanzas of the poem. So let's see the first stanza without wasting the time. Okay, before that, let me tell you something about this personality, whose name is Edgar Philip Guest. So Edgar Guest, who was born in 1881 and who was died in 1959, who was born in England. So already I have told you that this person has the origin of Britishers, and of course he was born in England, but later on this person went to USA and he was an American now. So of course he was brought to the United States when he was 10 years old. जब वे 10 साल के थे तब इन्हें अमेरिका लाया गया एंड ही बिगैन हिज करियर इन 1895 एट द एज ऑफ 14। सो उन्होंने अपने करियर की शुरुआत एज अ कॉपी बॉय की एंड ऑफ कोर्स ही वुड लाइक टू क्रिएट हिज करियर in the journalism, and of course he has started his career in 14. At 14 he has started his career. 14 साल की उम्र में इन्होंने अपनी जो करियर है तो उसकी शुरुआत की. Edgar Guest is known as people's poet. Already I have told you this particular thing, that his poems are always simple and he is using this simple style and optimistic tone of writing. It means always his poetry gives us an inspiration. His poetry always gives us motivation. So he is called as people's poet. His poetry is always having this simple style. Simple style में पोएम लिखते हैं और इनकी पोएट्री जो है वो दिल को छू जाती है. और ऑफ कोर्स जब कोई चीज दिल को छू जाती है तो हम हमेशा उसे याद रखते हैं. एंड गेस्ट इज एन अमेरिकन राइटर ऑफ न्यूज़पेपर एंड मैगजीन्स. उन्होंने कॉपी बॉय एज अ कॉपी बॉय अपने करियर की शुरुआत की, लेकिन उन्होंने अपने लाइफ में अचीवमेंट्स या बहुत सारे अचीवमेंट्स किए और एट लास्ट ही बिकेम द एडिटर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर न्यूज़पेपर एंड ही इज वर्किंग फॉर डिफरेंट न्यूज़पेपर्स एंड मैगजीन्स. बहुत सारे मैगजीन्स के लिए या न्यूज़पेपर्स के लिए इन्होंने काम किया है. दिस इज एन इंस्पिरेशनल पोएम. सो द पोएटिक थीम और द मेजर कंसर्न इज हियर टू मोटिवेट द पीपल. इसका या इस पोएम का जो कंसर्न है वो क्या है? लोगों को मोटिवेट करना. And of course in this poem the speaker is asking the readers whether they have done anything to improve the life of another human being or not. So in this poem the poet asked one question to the readers कि आपने अपनी लाइफ में किसी की हेल्प की है या नहीं, या किसी की लाइफ अच्छी बनाने का प्रयास किया है या नहीं. Have you ever taken the efforts to make the lives of others happy? And of course this is the major concern here. And it is up to you whether you will have a better future or not. So our life is totally like a boomerang. Have you seen the boomerang? So the speciality of the boomerang is it is always comes to you. So it means whenever you thrown that particular boomerang, so due to its structure it is always comes to you. जो कुछ भी आप लाइफ में दूसरों को देते हो या लाइफ में जो कुछ भी आप करते हो, अल्टीमेटली दैट थिंग रिटर्न्स टू यू. अगर आपने अच्छा किया तो आपके साथ अच्छा हो सकता है, अगर आपने कुछ बुरा किया तो आपके साथ बुरा भी हो सकता है. सो इट मीन्स दिस इज टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. सो इफ यू लाइक टू मेक योर लाइफ हैप्पी, सो दैट टाइम रिमेंबर यू नीड टू हैव ए बेटर प्रेजेंट एंड ऑफ कोर्स व्हाट एवर द गुड थिंग्स. जो भी आपको अच्छी चीजें करनी है तो अभी करो, क्योंकि बाद में जाके यही अच्छी चीजें आपके काम आएगी. सो दिस इज द सेंट्रल कंसर्न ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर पोएम. सो देयरफॉर one should consider one's action and deeds carefully and plan accordingly for a better future. So now this is the time for you to prepare yourself for the future. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपका फ्यूचर अच्छा हो तो यही वक्त है. इसी वक्त आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? प्लान करना पड़ेगा कि कौन सी अच्छी चीजें करोगे और उन चीजों की वजह से दूसरों की लाइफ अच्छी होगी. So this is your plan. Now you have to make. So in the first stanza of the poem, the poet probing some of the questions. This poem has consisting so many rhetorical questions or verbal questions. So let's see. Have you earned your tomorrow? So in the first stanza, the poet started the stanza with a question, that is anybody happier because you passed his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kind word of you? So in the first question the poet asked that is anybody happier because you passed his way. It means till now have you taken the efforts to make others life happy? आज तक कभी आपने कुछ ऐसा किया है कि जिसकी वजह से दूसरों की लाइफ अच्छी बन सके? So have you Is anybody happier because you passed his way? अगर आप किसी की हेल्प कर देते हो, अगर कोई मुश्किल में है, कोई किसी को कुछ परेशानी है, अगर उसकी परेशानी आप कम कर देते हो, किसी की अगर आप हेल्प कर देते हो, so definitely that person's life will be easier. And here अगर आप उनके रास्ते से चले गए या उनके रास्ते में आप आए, तो आपकी वजह से अगर किसी की लाइफ अच्छी बनती है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ट्रू लाइफ। एंड द पोएट हैज आस्क्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन टू ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ अस कि आपने ऐसा कुछ लाइफ में किया है या नहीं। सो डज एनीवन रिमेंबर दैट यू स्पोक टू हिम टुडे? So it means we all know it very well that we met thousands of peoples in a day, thousands of peoples in our life. But our main purpose is what? That whatever the good things, whatever the kindness we would like to spread, we need to spread it almost in a good way. And does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? So अगर आपको लोग याद रखे ऐसा आपको लगता है, so that time remember you have to take that much efforts. So here in the third question, this day is almost over. It indicates that this day is almost over. आज का दिन खत्म हो रहा है. It clearly indicates that life has a short period. The life's nature is transitory. And of course, this is almost toiling time. Toiling time means in our day-to-day life, we are working so hard. We are taking so many efforts to make our life happy. But we are always forgetting this particular thing that we need to make the others' life happy. So that time, if you're doing the good things, ultimately all the good things will be happen to you. So this is the boomerang of the life, and this is the cycle of life, and it is always running on. So is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? आपका नाम जब भी कभी कहीं पे निकलता है, तो लोग आपके बारे में अच्छा बोलते हैं या बुरा बोलते हैं. So that is one of the bigger question here. And of course here the poet would like to tell you, if somebody is speaking a kind word to you, or kind words to you, or kind words about you, so that time remember it means you are doing or you are on the right track. आप कुछ लाइफ में अच्छा कर रहे हो. And of course here in the first stanza of the poem, the poet has used the rhyme scheme AABB. Remember the rhyme scheme the poet has used, that is AABB. And here in the first, interrogation is one of the major figures of speech used in the poem. So here so many interrogations were used. So whenever we have the question mark at the end, so that time it is called as interrogation. And we have alliteration in the third line, that is, this day is almost over and its strolling time is through. So this is the alliteration. T sound is, or T sound is repeated for the poetic effect, and due to that T is one of the consonant sound, and whenever consonant sounds are repeated, that time it's called as alliteration. And so of course here we have the alliteration. And in the fourth line of the first stanza we have inversion. Inversion means here poet has used the poetic license to create the rhythm. He had changed the structure of the sentence. Here, is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? So this is the inversion. यहाँ पे poetic form में या poetic structure में या line के structure में थोड़ा सा बदलाव किया गया है to create the rhythm, and such kind of the figures of speech is called as inversion. So let's see the second stanza here. Toiling time is time spent in hard physical work. In our life, we are always doing the hard work or physical work. How do you greet your elders? So this is the question. So we need to greet our elders by smiling, by giving them respect. And of course, if you are giving the respect to someone, you will get the respect from the others. अगर आप किसी को respect देते हो, तभी जाके life में आपको respect मिलती है. So this is the motto of each and every one of us. So let's see, did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? So here we have the transport epithet. Friend means each and every member whom you met. And of course, did you give a cheerful greeting? आप अपने लाइफ में लोगों से किस तरह से मिलते हो? So of course the answer is, हम उससे हंस के मिलते हैं, या हर एक किसी से हम हंस के मिलते हैं. And of course we are concerning about the people. We are taking care of the people. And here, did you give a cheerful greeting or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng? Or a churlish means rude. क्या आप लोगों से rudely behave करते हो? क्या आप लोगों से informal way से बातचीत करते हो? अगर आप उनसे अच्छी तरह से बातचीत नहीं करोगे, अगर आप उनको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दोगे, so you will not get that respect from the others. अगर आप किसी को रिस्पेक्ट देते नहीं, तो आपको लाइफ में रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए ऐसा लगता भी है, so that is your wrong perspective. Because if you are giving the respect to someone, definitely you will get the respect in your life. अगर आपको लाइफ में रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए तो पहले रिस्पेक्ट देना सीखो. So were you selfish, pure and simple as you rushed along the way? Were you selfish, pure and simple as you rushed along the way? So in our life, most of the people, they were selfish. They're just thinking about themselves. They're just thinking about their people. Nobody's thinking about the others. So this is the way of life. This is the world. And the life is full of miseries. The life is full of unhappiness. The life is full of bad people. The life is full of good people. If you have the positive perspective towards the life, you will get the positive people. If you have the negative perspective regarding the life, you will get the negative people. So that is the thing. And of course, here, or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? So it means if somebody is feeling grateful that you had helped them, अगर आपने किसी की मदद की है, आपने किसी का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व किया है, अगर आपने मुश्किलों में उनका साथ दिया है, so of course that is the one of the great thing you did in your life. So throng means crowd, a large number. So don't be a person who is involved in that particular crowd as just the member. Remember, you have to become a different one. अगर आप किसी की हेल्प करते हो, so your life or your personality will become unique. So if you have the unique personality, so definitely all the unique people will be in your life. So here the last question is very important, that or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? जो आपने आज किया है, अगर उसकी वजह से किसी को ग्रेटफुल फील होता है, किसी को प्राउड फील होता है, तो उसके जैसा हैप्पीनेस दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है. सो इट मीन्स इफ यू लाइक टू हैव द एक्सटेसी इन योर लाइफ, सो दैट टाइम फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू थिंक अबाउट द अदर्स. अगर लाइफ में आपको ट्रूली हैप्पीनेस चाहिए तो पहले दूसरों की मदद करना सीखो. अगर दूसरों की मदद आपने की, तभी जाके आपकी लाइफ अच्छी बन सकती है, सुंदर बन सकती है, या फिर वॉट एवर द गुड थिंग्स you have in your life, definitely your life will be good one. So here in this particular poem, the poet would like to motivate to you to help the others. So this is not a difficult poem. In this poem, so many alliterations were used, so many imageries were used, so many interrogations were used, and of course this is the part of the poetic devices. And in the second stanza of the poem, the poet has used the rhyme scheme, that is CCAA. कौन सी rhyme scheme use की है? CCAA. So I hope that you have understood this particular poem and you have understood that this poem is all about the motivation. And this poem gives us a strong message that if you like to become happy in your life, first of all, you need to help the others. So with this great message, we're going to conclude this particular session. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you everyone.